Welcome in everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Healing Speaks Chrissy. Now, as you all may remember, I will be talking more about DBT, splitting, or anything related to borderline personality disorder. Now, why is that? Well, not only do I have the mental illness, but splitting is what we do a lot. We split in many different ways. So that's why I want to have my content centered towards those type of topics, because it will be very beneficial to our personal healing journeys. So let's get into today's video. So if you've never taken DBT before, this does not apply to you. It only applies to those that taken DBT before. Even if you only completed one module, still it applies to you, and you will see why. So I created these different type of categories. I have 4 categories to how different people respond to their DBT skills. So I created 4 categories, okay? So category 1 being denial DBT. So what is denial DBT? So you taken DBT before, and you completed that module, you go home, and you're still like, no, these skills will not help me. You're in denial of the skills. And I believe if you're in that denial stage with DBT, it's because you haven't came to terms with BPD yet, that you have borderline personality disorder yet. I mean, I could be wrong. But if you're in denial of the DBT skills and you just think it's not going to work, like you haven't even opened up the module yet to look over it, all the material that was passed out, and you haven't looked over it because you're just in denial of the material, I think it's because you have not came to terms with having BPD yet. I mean, like I said, I could be wrong. So that's category 1 of how some people can respond to DBT. They just don't think it's going to work. So they don't mess with it at all, look at it at all. The material is just stashed somewhere that they don't even remember. And you're like, nah, it's not going to work. My symptoms are just too high for DBT. Okay, so that's category 1. So the second category is, I have this on my phone so I don't forget. Category 2 is lazy DBT. Some people respond lazy to their skills. They got the skills, they took the module. However, they're just too lazy to read it over. You got all of that wonderful material just sitting there somewhere, and you're just like, oh, I'm not in the mood to like read over the skills. I don't feel like reading the skills, or you're just too lazy. You're lazy DBT. You have that wonderful material just waiting there for you to open it up, read it, and study it, but you're just too lazy. You're just too lazy. So you got lazy DBT for the lazy folks. Now another category is the excuses / stubborn. So the people that make a lot of excuses and very stubborn to why they did not use the skills when they thought about the skills. So let's say you're having a split, but you didn't use the skills because. So these are the people like, oh, you know what? I didn't use my skills because, and then you fill in the blanks. So this is the excuses, stubborn type people that respond to their DBT. They're thinking of the skills like, oh, I should use my skills for this, but they don't, for whatever reason. This is the excuses DBT / stubborn. So excuses / stubborn DBT, sorry. So yeah, you just come up with excuses. Oh, I didn't use my skills because I didn't remember them at that time, or I wasn't feeling good, or I just forgot. Just coming up with all sorts of excuses to why they did not use the skills at that moment, before, during, or after the split. Okay, so that's excuses, stubborn DBT. And then the last category is the all-in DBT. These are the people that you've seen in the group therapy, that they're taking notes. They come to class with a notepad, and they're taking notes. They're raising their hand, asking questions to get clarification of a skill. That's the all-in people. And I mentioned in my other video that maybe there's people out there that know their skills like that they can think of a skill, they know it, they even know the name of that skill, what it has to offer, and they use it. These are like the pros. I should have called it the pro DBT, but this is the all-in. You're going all in, and you're serious about your healing. Okay, these are the people that have a split but know how to manage it like a pro. They have a split, because when you first have a split, I'm telling you, you're already high. And like I said, unless you're a pro at it, but you can't stop a split. For me, when a split happens, even if I was to be a pro, if I was category 4, being all in, my split will still begin at a high number. Then I think about the skills. But like I said, some people respond differently. Maybe you're so pro at your skills to the point where it's never at a high number. It's always still low. Like, okay, I had a split, but you know what? And just that's why I say our skills need to be second nature. Like, you just naturally handle that split like a pro. You don't have to think about like, what skill, what module should I use? That's going to overwhelm yourself. There's too many skills to be like, which one can I use for that situation? No, if you know your skills so well because you studied it, you went all in and you know your skills so well, you start doing your skills like it's second nature. You don't even think about it. That's what I mean by second nature. You just don't even think about it, you just do it. So these are the all in. So if you've seen those type of people, and not even in just DBT, if you're taking any kind of group therapy and you're seeing people raising their hand, they're taking notes, they're the ones that show up to group class with paper and pen, they're writing things down, they want questions answered about, okay, what is this talking about? How do I do this? These are the people that are serious with their healing journey. They really want to heal. They're tired of crying. They're tired of being mad. They're tired of whatever it is. They're tired. Now, what I don't want us, so that's all the categories. What I don't want us to be is the denial. I don't want us to be in denial of skills, because DBT is designed for us, for people with borderline personality disorder. The DBT modules is designed for us. So how can you be in denial or thinking that, no, this is not going to work? And like I said before, I think that's related to because you haven't came to terms with your BPD yet. You're probably mad, or you just don't believe it. You're in denial that you even have BPD. And you're looking at this like, this is not going to work. Why would I waste my time reading all these modules? Because it's up to four modules with plenty of skills. And you're looking at it like, nah, I'm not going to ever read that. That's not for me. I'm just as typical as the people on the streets. And I had that mentality that nothing was wrong with me. I had a therapist tell me, you are not your diagnosis. And like I said before, it's okay to tell yourself that I'm not my diagnosis, especially if it gets in the way of achieving something. But at the end of the day, if you really, really think about it, you may not agree, and that's fine if you don't agree. But at the end of the day, having a lifelong mental illness, it kind of is you. BPD is kind of you. That mindset had me turn to quiet type. I'm the quiet BPD because I was navigating through life as if nothing was wrong with me. I'm just as typical. I don't like the word normal. There's no such thing as normal people, typical people. And all that did was make me become the quiet type and just internalized my feelings, my symptoms, hide and just be perfect. I put on a mask. And no, I don't want to be like that no more. I'm trying to heal and do something different. So that's what I want to do. That's my goal. That's how I want to do my BPD, sorry. For you, maybe something different. I don't know if you're the classic type is not the quiet type. If you're the classic type, maybe you have a different goal. If you're also the quiet type, maybe your goal is different from mine. That's fine. We all are on our own personal journeys. But anyway, so that's the different categories that I came up with of how we respond when to our DBT skills after you take in a module. The denial, the lazy, the excuses / stubborn, and the all in. Now I fall into the lazy. I'm the lazy, and I can also be the excuses, but mainly I'm the lazy / or just forgetful. When I'm having a split, I don't even think about DBT. Now I've actually, since I've been talking about DBT on this channel, I've now been thinking about my skills a lot more. I could be driving, I could be at work, and I'm thinking about DBT, and that's how it should be. We can have our symptoms managed better when we have our skills constantly on our mind. Yes, we need to be category 4. We have to be all in. We do. I know that's a lot of skills to learn, but there's a strategy. I said this in class before. It's like preparing for war. If you know you're going to go somewhere stressful that might trigger and make you split, have your skills ready. If you're going to go somewhere that you know it's good, okay, this is going to happen. I'm going to be triggered because of this. And we're going to be doing that type of practice. I don't want to speak too soon, but this is what I want us to have the skills be second nature. And one of it is preparing. It's like preparing for war. When we step outside our homes, remember we have BPD, we have triggers. We don't want, if you do not want to, well, let me not say if you don't want to, because we're going to split. We're going to split. It's all about how you split, how high you let that number be, and how you manage it. That's the key word, is how you manage the split. That's what I'm trying to say. Is how you manage it, because we really can't. Trying to stop a split is almost like trying to stop a bullet with your teeth. Is that possible? Maybe in the cartoon world. in cartoon world, we've seen plenty of superheroes in cartoons catching bullets like this. So you can't stop a split like that. So split, okay? If you feel it coming on, split, but how you respond, what you do is what matters. The behavior, the action behind it is what matters. Not just splitting in general, because we're going to split. We have BPD. You got to understand that. We have borderline personality disorder. So just split. Don't try to stop it. Don't try to avoid it. It's what you do afterwards that matters. And that's when the skills come in. Don't be the lazy type. I'm the lazy type. I got all these materials, and also I make excuses. I used to make excuses of why I didn't look at my skills, like, oh, it's just too much to read. So I was making excuses, or just lazy. I got all these materials. I got so much material I got 10 years worth of materials being passed out during group or during my therapy sessions with my therapist or my psychologist. I probably got material stacked high. Some of y'all some of you guys have material stacked higher than mine, but I got stacks of material that's just stacked up, and you're looking at it so overwhelmed. So I'm lazy, but no more. I want to be category 4. I want to be all in. We need to take, well, I can't say we need. I can't tell you what to do. So let me rephrase that. I need to be all in. I need to take DBT serious. And if you're on board with me, we can do this. Welcome to my channel. That is what my channel is for. That's why I cannot wait to open up my group panel. I have a group panel. If you're new to my channel, don't worry. I will be showing it periodically, what my group panel look like. But in a nutshell, I want to bring people up and we all support one another. But I need to make DBT second nature. It's like preparing for war. So that is all that I have for you guys today. I know it's kind of interesting because I created those categories. If you know there's another category of how people respond to DBT, comment below. But what category are you? Are you in denial? Hopefully you're not. I don't want us to be in denial. DBT was created for us, for people with borderline personality disorder. The person that designed and created DBT has borderline personality disorder. I would say her name, but I don't want to butcher her name up. Marsha, maybe. Okay, let me not. But that person that created DBT has BPD. It's designed for us. So don't be in denial about the skill, because what else? What can you lose? Okay, it's some wonderful things in the module. So what category do you fall in? Are you the denial, the lazy, the excuses / stubborn, or are you the all in? Are you the all in? Like, I know my skills. If I'm having a split or a certain split, I know what skill to use. What category do you fall in? And like I said, if there's categories that I left out, because like I said, this is something that I just created out of nowhere. Let me know if there's more categories to how people respond to their DBT skills. That is all that I have for you guys today. And so yeah, and if you haven't taken DBT before, try to be the all-in person. Go to your DBT module classes, your group therapy classes with a pen, paper, raise your hand if you have a question. This is the key to our healing. DBT. It is. If you're tired of getting mad, if you're tired of crying, whatever you're tired of, DBT. All right. If you made it this far, please like this video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Make sure you hit the bell though. If you're subscribing to this channel and you like what you see so far, hit the bell because you get notified. You'll get a notification when I upload some new content. If you're returning, you know I love you. Boom, 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 boom. To my returning, you are considered my family. If I see you in the comment section all the time commenting, even if you don't have a mental illness or whatever, you're still my family. You still, because you're on my channel trying to learn, get some information. Maybe you're on my channel because you know someone with BPD. Hey, you're still family. You are still family. So I heart you, and I definitely will see you guys in my next video. So like I said, stay tuned for more splitting DBT anything related to BBD type of content. All right. See you in the next one. Bye.